Hi guys, I'm back. I'm Alex Lee with the Marshall County 4-H, and today I'm starting my sweet potato project. Today I've got these in raised beds. We find that much easier to grow sweet potatoes and root crops in raised beds because I can control what soil is in the raised beds, and I can aerate it and loosen that soil a lot easier than you can in the traditional garden. And it only goes down so far. So I know that the sweet potatoes is probably just right here in this one little part. So I don't have to go digging, say 3 feet into the ground because the sweet potatoes might be down there in the normal garden. I know they're probably in that foot of, it might be a little bit deeper, but it won't be much because it's hard packed in the bottom. So they're just gonna grow in this top foot. So right here is the record book, and you can check my other videos out if you want to see how you do your record books and how you do your soil test if you're growing it in a traditional garden and things like that in the record book. Okay, so right here we have, well, there's 2 different ways you can buy your plants. So you can either buy them in these little 6-pack or grow packs from Bonnie Plants, and as you can tell, these need to be planted really bad. We bought these a couple weeks ago, and we're a good bit behind on that, and y'all see in just a minute when I get them out of their pots. But right here is a sweet potato that is starting to send up shoots that I had inside, and you can grow them this way too if you've let yours, if you haven't cooked them in time. You can use these sweet potatoes and you can cut the eyes off, or what I like to call eyes. You can cut them off at the end and plant them in the ground as well. Right here we have a little guy that we found right out here digging today. We found him in this raised bed right here. It was one we missed last year. But we're just going to plant him right back into the soil. He's already starting to wilt, so you can tell plants don't like to be transplanted. But they like, if they're in a pot, they especially like to be transplanted because they want to get out of that tight area. But see, like this one, we pulled him up and he's only got 1 root. I think I can save him though. Now, I could put him in a glass of water too, and that would work too. But back here, I've already got the soil prepared pretty much for my sweet potatoes. You want it nice and fluffy, and I'm going to use this compost. This is topsoil right here that's nice and loose. Sweet potatoes can handle different soil types too. They don't need a certain type of soil. They don't need it too acid or too alkaline, but this is perfect with little small wood chips in it. But right here we have some compost that I'm going to put in the holes of the plants. Probably about 3 handfuls right there. In each hole, this will help them get rooted into their new home in this raised bed after I plant them. So once you get all this done, or once I get it all done, it's time to plant. So right here we have our 6-pack. Now I'll just let y'all see how root bound these are. They're probably already trying to grow sweet potatoes, and right here I'm having to break them out of there, but it's all right. They just want to be planted. Looky there, wanting to be planted. Okay, so you want to just dig your hole to the top of the vine or the dirt right there, or the soil. Then you can plant it just like that. Now we'll get this one. And then right here, I'm going to show y'all on the next ones how to get your soil ready in a raised bed for your sweet potatoes. What I did here, but I already had this one done. So I was going to go ahead and show y'all that. So I'm gonna put this topsoil in right here. You just want to kind of space it out. We've got some last year's soil in here right now that's got sawdust and topsoil mixed into it. But we wanted to add some more because over time, your raised beds will kind of run out of their soil. It'll kind of decompose and run out of soil. So you want to keep your soil level built up pretty high. It don't have to be all the way to the rim, but you want to give that maximum space for those sweet potatoes to grow. Grab this little tool right here, kind of smooth it out a little bit. And I'll come back with this compost back over and do them around the holes of the plant to get them started and help them get a little bit acclimated to this new soil type. Okay, I'd call that pretty good. Good enough for me anyway. And we will, well, dig the holes. I done forgot and put my tool down. So there's probably room for 3 of them in these long raised beds. I would say they're probably pretty close to 8 foot, and you can get about 3 in that area, especially since how it's the first of, well, getting toward the middle of June. These will be our fall crop, so we'll let them grow and get their leaves growing on during the summer, because they like the hot weather. They don't really like the cold too much. They can handle it a little bit, but once you get your frost, they don't like it after that. But we want to kind of just space these out evenly, if I can, or as close as I can. And once they grow up and they're about ready to harvest, they'll have this bed taken over and filled in. So now I'm going to add some compost to their hole. Just a bit ago and had to get these weeded out and ready to do this. So there we go, we got them. Now we're going to plant these right here. And this type of sweet potato is called Beauregard. That's the type I've always grew. I know there's some different kinds out there, but this has always seemed the best for me. See, these are attached, and looky there. That one's already growing sweet potatoes in there. You can tell it's ready to be planted. We waited a little bit too long, but I made sure to keep the plant as healthy as I could to be ready for this day. And they're going to be happy. Sweet potatoes they're pretty hardy plants. They're similar to sunflowers in how hardy they are. They can handle more worse or bad growing conditions that your normal vegetables can't really handle. See, he's already going to trail. So after you plant them, you want to water them in. We don't have our water out here right now, but after this video, I'm gonna go get it and make sure to water these in good. Or I might water them in this afternoon, because it's better to water them in the afternoon to where they're out of the heat and they're not just gonna suck that in. They're really gonna take their time and suck it in and get ready for tomorrow. So there's your starter guide for your sweet potato project.